So if you're like me, you will often have potatoes that end up in the bag that grow shoots. And what do you do with them? So I've been doing this for years and I just thought everybody did it. And after a conversation with somebody the other week, I realised not everybody does. So I thought I'd share what I do with mine. Many people buy potatoes to plant, but I just use the ones that have grown their shoots. So I get a bag, a black bag, any bag that I've got. I don't do it in the ground because I find that they get all over the place. So I like doing them in a bag. Put a couple of holes in the bottom of the bag just so that they don't rot. And then just put a little layer of soil. Not a large layer. You're going to add to that soil as the potatoes grow. You're going to add to it. So that's why it's good to turn that top bit over so that you can then add to it. And then I just literally pop each of the potatoes with the root up. So you're sitting the bottom of the potato, not on the root. The root is going upwards. Just give each potato a little bit of room so that it's got its own little area so that it can grow. And then I'll pop a few of the peels in that I've taken off. If I've got any, if they do something, they do. If they don't, they don't. I'm not losing anything because I would have just thrown them away anyway. And then you're just going to cover each one of those potatoes with the soil that you've got. This soil is out of my new compost bin. And I just cover each potato. I make sure each one is covered. Potatoes grow more in the dark, so you're just keeping them in the dark. Make sure each one of those roots, you don't have to keep that root out, that that shoot out. You don't have to keep that out. You're covering each one of them. So you can see there that there's still one left out. So just cover that. So it's got a nice dark spot to continue its growing. And you'll find that when you put your water on, sometimes you uncover a bit and then you can just go back and cover. I always press down a little bit. You don't have to press down hard, just press down a little bit, just so that you're embedding it in its own little place. There's no like little air pockets. So these are ones that I've already grown. I popped them in, it must have been April time. And you can see how much they've grown. And each time the foliage grows, I then add a new layer of soil. So I've done these ones in this tub, the same as what I've just showed you with the bag. So they started off just on the top of the soil, and then I add each time the foliage grows, because then you get more potatoes. You get more potatoes growing up the shoot. And then I'm finding a nice spot. They're my courgettes that are doing super well. Courgettes are okay with potatoes near them. So then you're just watering in. Give it a nice water. With the holes in the bottom, any water that's not needed, you'll just lose. Find a nice sunny spot. And then, as I say, as it grows, as that foliage grows, you're going to roll back up that bag and add more soil in. And I've always done these with my grandchildren and my children years ago. And when you empty those pots, it's like absolute treasure finding all those potatoes. And a potato homegrown just tastes delicious. These are another one that I've done. You can get potato bags, which are quite handy because then you can... but you can see there, I missed this one because it was in a bit of a corner, so I've not added the soil. So I won't get as much potatoes in that bag. But still probably enough for one meal. I'd really love to hear if you already do this or if you're going to give it a try.